All right, Shalom. Let's start by giving all praise and glory to you. How about Shema Rashad by Shema Kakodash, the abundance of the apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to I came out there pushing the word of sincerity and the truth. Yeah, this is dated January the 12th, but I just seen this article, and I know it seemed like this was pushed down. I haven't heard anything on the news. I listen to the news constantly. Brothers listen to the news constantly. I'm not saying brothers haven't heard this, but it's not really pushed in mainstream media. And I'm pretty sure this goes on all over the United States. Now, this is our great prison camp that we are to serve this prison. And you have these concentrated prisons, which are, of course, called jails and prisons, you know, where it's predominantly you blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And there's nothing but wickedness that goes on in these facilities. You know, I've heard stories of guards and things of that nature allowing sexual misconduct. You know, I'll be PC. You know, you can actually look into articles on that, which they call prison rape. And prison rape is on a rise. It's very unsanitary in those prisons. They don't. Some are cleaner than others, but for the most part, they treat those jakes like animals. You know, especially, you know, if you're a Latin and you don't speak English in a prison that's predominantly English, they're gonna really railroad you. You know, treat you any which way. Like I said, it's a lot of beatings that go on. Certain jakes get their teeth knocked out. A lot of jakes don't even get proper medical treatment for said things that go on as far as the deficiencies in their body. So they just pretty much get left there to rot. And then you see a situation like this where 215 people have been buried behind a Mississippi jail since 2016. And I'm pretty sure that smell was festering. You know, you telling me out of all the cameras that's supposed to be in these facilities, there wasn't nothing seen of these bodies being dug, you know, because that amount of bodies, that's a lot of digging, you know, a lot of fresh dirt. And if it's not fresh dirt, then they're definitely not throwing them in the woods, because that smell would reek for 200 plus bodies. And it should send some type of alert. You got dogs all throughout those prisons, as well as guards. So how the hell was this pulled off? It was an inside job. So hundreds of people are buried in numbered graves in a pauper graveyard near the Hinds County Detention Center and Hinds County Penal Farm. Families say their loved ones were buried there without notice. See? Families of people who were buried in a pauper field next to the Hinds County Penal Farm near Jackson, Mississippi, are calling for a federal investigation into the burials, which took place without families being notified, with their attorney now saying the fields hold hundreds more graves, that families want a full account of the bodies buried there. The issue became national news last fall when several families said that they have waited months to hear about missing loved ones, only to learn their relatives had died months earlier and were buried in a grassy field. The graves marked only by a metal tag bearing a number. That's insane. Their attorney, civil rights lawyer Ben Crump, says he believes many more people were buried under similar circumstances. Yeah, that whole prison should be shut down. But is they going to do that? And the individuals that was participants of that should be locked the hell up and thrown inside that same prison. We know based off the records from the coroner's office that since 2016, in the last 8 years, we can identify 215 individuals that were buried behind the jail, and their families have not been notified. When the NPR contacted officials in Jackson to ask about Crump's allegations, Melissa's Faith Payne, the city's director of communications, said the bodies were buried in a pauper's graveyard managed by Hinds County. It is not a secret burial ground, she said, and those graves are the bodies of those who went unclaimed by family when they died. These persons are either homeless people, inmates from local jails who died but relatives never claimed their bodies, unidentified persons who officially were never able to connect with family, or even people who died. So she said that there were just people that were lost in time, but people are saying these things are not so, you know. And like I said, it's so much treachery that goes and takes place, especially in the state of Mississippi. I've heard about Mississippi prisons are some of the worst prisons in the United States of America. All right. Just poverty. Like I said, lack of treatment, lack of communication, misconduct. You know, you name it, it goes down in those it goes down in prison, period. But in those Mississippi prisons, it's disgusting. All right. So, you know, I don't want to make this too long. Just want to speak on that. You know, that's why the Lord got to free us out of this captivity, man. You know, because we're just left here damn near to rot. And then there's always an alibi from some type of official saying that they're actually doing the best that they can to make sure we're taken care of. But you see it's high signs of neglect, you know, because they don't really care about us. You know, they put us in the tombs, you know, and overlook us because we look like niggas, and they'll put, like this said, they'll put a number on you. You know, we're a forgotten people, but the Lord remembers us, and he remembers our hell, and he remembers the pain that we undergo, and he's going to deliver us in due time. So this is Isaiah 42:22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They're all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none stayeth stored back. Yeah, so these individuals, you know, even if the government could rebuild the mind frame of a lot of these so-called blacks, you know, put them on a healthier diet, get them the necessary treatment, mental treatment, and things of that nature to rehabilitate them, this devil's not looking to do so. You know, he's doing everything the exact opposite, because prisons fuels the economy. All right, these big ass prisons. I just drove past the prison the other day. You know, the government, you know, is of course like privately owned, if I'm not mistaken. Prison labor is extremely cheap. You pay them 10, 15 cents, 12 cents. You know, and you're gonna make your money's worth off of that slave labor. That's why it's in I think it's the Constitution. How pretty much, you know, when you back in prison, it's pretty much a form of slavery. That's why it's known as a chain gang. You know, that's why we got to steer clear of this devil, because the scripture says that he's a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. You know, I didn't want to make this too long. Just wanted to speak on that. You know, hopefully brothers and a few sisters edified. You know, got to stay sober-minded in the society. You know, keep our heads on the swivel. You know, keep watching. You know, stay vigilant, as it is written. You know, because this devil does collect souls. He collects a lot of them. He'll throw you somewhere where you'll never be heard of. All right, so with that, I'm going to end by giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Shemal Shah, Bashem Rakakwadash, the abundance of the apostle of the great millstone. Shalom. Shalom Akim.